As the 70s roll in, stability around the world has never been as shaky. Interplanetary alliances join together to seek ideological supremacy across both planets. Cultural shifts are uprooting norms that have been in place for centuries. Technological shifts have been changing how the world itself functions. As these shifts occur, life continues in the Seedbearer region, where a seemingly random group of people have come together to try and make sense of the nonsensical. This is Hazeltown's story. Okay, so we actually are back with we are not quite doing an arc yet. This is going to be another kind of off the cuff kind of thing. And this is actually going to be interesting because one of the things that we've been kind of saying about the system for a while, since we're kind of homebrewing it, not kind of, we are homebrewing it, is the fact that we have not really had any good chances to do combat in this system. So, what we are going to do in this session is we are going to have a basically a not even, I don't even think I'm going to whip up a story behind it. We're just going to have a combat encounter, as well as go over some changes that we have made, and by that I mean me, to the systems regarding equipment, and just kind of like go from there and just actually have some combat and just kind of try out and see if we need to change anything before we do another arc. So there is that. So I know I've mentioned stuff in the Discord that we use to kind of set things up, but I should introduce, or I should say, I do obviously have pretty much a normal crew here. So, if you would like to introduce yourself.
This is Carnival.
I am, of course, Deathmaster780.
And unfortunately, I'm Torpo.
Yes. So, we have our regulars here. So, I haven't really quite fully... So, obviously, a lot of this is kind of stuff that's not exactly visible to people who are listening to this, but... I kind of went a little bit overboard when I initially designed the equipment page or the equipment tabs, because I gave a lot more descriptive items that one could have for equipment that ended up not being really needed. And also because it was designed when basically the storyline involved us doing a lot of scrying sessions of having like, oh, you have equipment when you're in like the real world and equipment when you're in the scrying session. That kind of got thrown out the window. So what I have instead done is I simplified the equipment such that there is a the way that to re-elaborate, because this isn't super apparent that often, but when someone makes a character in the system, rather than picking a class or an archetype or just a single archetype, you instead pick two, and each one of those playbooks has a little what's called the gear tag, which basically means that you have access to a specific item pool that you can basically just grab for yourself. And there's also some items that are universal, because I didn't want to like restrict some things. But like, say for example, I think I also pared it down to 6 tags. We have, if I can remember, it's practical, paramilitary, stealthy, it's either stealthy or sneaky, fashionable, antiquated, and smart. And like practical is you got like stuff like hunting weapons, and you have like occupational protection suits. If you're paramilitary, obviously you have more advanced guns there. If you are fashionable, you have like like suits and like because I didn't think there was that many actually in there. Like you have access to like an armored suit jacket, and you have like a pocket pistol, and that's also where like you get your equipment or like your instruments if you are if you have access to audiomancy. So stuff like
pistol,
that.
Or are you just happy to see me?
Yes. So I kind of went, instead of having a list of like, here are the specific items, like instead of saying, oh, you have access to an M1911. You just have, here's your serve pistol. You can call it whatever you want. You can say, oh, I have a Browning high power, or whatever you want to say, which was weird because lore, but whatever. But basically, it's like, it's rather than having like an M16 versus AK, you have like service rifle. So you just pick what it is. You could write down what kind of thing it is that you want it to have, and it's like the rules are generic enough that it's not going to matter. And also, like for certain weapons, I was going to have like, oh, it's you can do like it's like this weapon has like burst fire and it's loud and it's like that. And it's nah, we're just gonna not do. It's like it'll make sense as we go.
Oh, that answers the question I had. I wasn't sure what to put under type.
Yeah,
for, like,
so
here.
I know that Torpo and Carnival, you didn't put your stuff in right, which is fine because then we can that DM. I saw that you put some stuff. So technically, what I had in mind was you put the thing you put in name and type, and the name as whatever you think it is, if you even want to elaborate on it.
All right, gun names.
Yeah, just leave it blank then.
Oh, I didn't know that you updated the
Yep.
equipment.
I went ahead and also I went ahead and made sure that all the verbiage is same. So it is always strike. It is not smash or strike. It is always it should always be the skill names are now actually consistent. I went ahead and also because some of you have magic. I basically went ahead because the thing with magic kind of cost a lot of stress to use. So I pretty much went ahead and just lowered the cost of all magic. And that should be updated on everyone's sheet, as well as in the like where you get it from. So there's that also another change that I made. But yes. So yeah, if people want to go ahead and I'll just say actually, since that'll probably change how you want to do your equipment. So what kind do we want, like, how big of a combating character do we want to try out first?
Let's do the smallest one possible and work our way up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe like 3 people.
Yes,
Okay, so I can think of something like that.
because this is going to get more. Because this is going to get extremely complicated. And let's just start it with small, and we'll work on how that goes from there.
Okay, so in that case, you all can decide on which. I take it that each one of you will take one person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can choose which one you want to take. I'll go ahead and say if you want to do someone with a lower XP, I will grant them XP for this, like a little bit. And of course, if anything were to happen that was like, oh, this normally triggers XP, obviously you get that.
Oh man, it's real fucked that this one character only has one tag.
Which one?
Which one? The new one.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, so. Oh yeah. You only have access. You only have access to practical. Because the combination of the muscle and the inspector only gives you access to practical.
Which,
Yeah.
to be fair, I was never.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just never sold on the inspector in the first place. But yeah, it's unfortunate.
If you do want to go ahead and change that right now, real quick, if you had something else you wanted to try, I would not
The
be
character's
against
not
that.
debuted yet.
They exist, and that's all anyone knows. Which, to be fair, I don't think I invested any points into that stat anyway.
Yeah, you have not touched the inspector at all. Also, if you want me to copy and paste it over, go ahead. I can do that for you.
Yeah, it's just like I'm trying to figure out what I would put there.
Yeah, I'm still trying to just figure out what to exactly do with it.
I was going to say Bobby has access to 4 different tags.
Yeah.
That's
I'll probably
fashionable, smart, paramilitary, and sneaky.
Probably just go with you hard and see how they play out with this. I'm just trying to find I guess had to go find that revolver.
Does Bobby have 4?
Because
so
go ahead.
the face has fashionable by default, and then the agent has hang on, which one is it? The agent has smart by default, and then one get access to sneaky and paramilitary.
Yeah, it's one of the unlockables is the skill for when things get heated. Also, I want to say that there's another class that has access to like also there's another class that gets you get. Oh, there is. Well, that's a different system actually altogether that I was thinking of because the soldier has. Because I had to change. I took away the item tag system. They used to have a thing that was basically anything that would be considered like semi-automatic or burst weapon can be fired in a fully automatic, or which essentially just meant if you crit, you just get another strike. That no longer exists, so that did nothing. So I instead changed that to mean you can now carry any gun and no one. You basically it is legal because there is for equipment. I did keep a legality system.
You know what? The Skulker.
Skulker.
Yeah.
Okay, that works. There you go.
Okay. So now I can use the armored suit jacket.
Wait, what?
The Skulker has fashionable.
No, it doesn't. It
Does
has stealthy.
No. Shit. Then what was I? What did I want from that?
You have access to the stealth tunic. Is what is an item that you can get.
Which is hilarious.
Yes, the stealth tunic, which is like the one piece of equipment that you like. I put a thing that requires it because you can get a little OP.
Yeah.
Something else that I was looking at then.
So let's see what has fashionable.
Maybe.
What are Bob B's things again?
The face and the agent.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you were looking at the agent before, but like
Yeah,
you didn't
my
like all the
issue is
stealth
it was
stuff.
too sociable.
Well,
I mean, the stealth is fine. It's my issue was more
yeah. I mean, if you want to take the agent and then take the bottom ability.
Yeah,
I think the thing I found off-putting was the other organization thing.
yeah, that's. I mean, it's in the gimmick category for a reason.
Yeah.
And well, Queen's in the consortium, so it's just other drug dealers or the cults. So, okay, the people we're fighting anyway.
You know what? No, I think the agent's good. Yeah.
Okay, go with the agent.
Let me check one more time. I was reading the wrong thing. I apologize for holding this up already.
I mean, this is part of the whole thing of like, hey, this podcast is meant for the thing of doing a tabletop thing.
Yeah, because it's like we're just picking one character to just go in, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'll just pick you hard. Just gave them the suppressed pistol, suppressed
No,
sidearm.
I think Skulker's fine.
Okay.
Just means that I.
Also, just because if so another thing I kind of put in there just as like just a system so that just to kind of understand like you can carry multiple things. In the equipment thing, there's the two columns that are holster and conceal. If it's something that's yes, that means you can put it in the slot that's the holstered slot, and then put something else in your primary, and then same for concealed. Concealed also has the benefit of it's concealed.
The one downside to the stealth tunic is my character literally cannot use its special ability.
Oh right, yeah.
Wait, no, actually.
So I might give
the
you
wording
that
on the
one.
mechanical notes. No.
So I might actually give you that one because that one is we can fudge that one.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll pretend it looks like a suit.
Yeah, so actually the image that I had in mind, and which is also the reason why it stands out, is because I'm thinking like Raiden's suit from Metal Gear Solid 2 is basically how it looks.
It's fine. She could just wear a suit over it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean that works.
Actually,
go ahead.
What's the combat stats for the pocket pistol? Because you don't have anything under there.
Oh, I don't?
No, you don't have any damage.
Well, since the other pistols are 2-1, I'm thinking 2-1. It's just short range because it's like essentially it's not a Derringer, but it might as well be.
Also, other question. What does punching count as?
So I didn't put a item that was specifically unarmed. What I should have done is just left unarmed by default, and you could overwrite it. What I'm seeing overrun as is it has damage of 1-0. Obviously, it doesn't have range, and you don't have like any benefits of it. So it's essentially a 1-0 weapon. It is the equivalent as if you were using like a pocket knife.
Okay.
And but obviously, it's like you don't like. Actually, you know what? I just realized something. I probably should. I need to do that because it's like, it kind of doesn't make sense that you can carry. It's not legal to carry a pocket knife in the city, but you can absolutely carry like a baseball bat.
Yeah, I also
mean, that's
do
a
want to
sport.
mention what's funny about your writing for the description of large melee weapon is reread it.
Baseball bats, 2x4s, metal pipes, and other simple melee weapons.
Look at the thing below large melee weapon.
Pocket knife, blackjack, and other small.
No. Read the name.
Oh, whoops. There we go. Yeah, it is large. It was large and simple. I've since changed that to large and small. Actually, that should be large, simple, and small, simple, but whatever. You know what I mean.
I know, it's just how these things are.
Yeah, it is the thing that I really wish that Google Sheets had better spell checking and like the nice things that Docs has. Which is there's probably going to be spelling mistakes in here. I can guarantee it.
Okay, I just wanted to point that out because it's kind of funny.
Yeah. So Carnival, you were thinking Yuhar for this?
Yeah.
I did want to point out you could put suppressed sidearm in holstered if you wanted, because you have it in primary.
I mean, I'll probably put it there. Just
Yeah, probably don't need that much else. Because also, I don't think does stealthy have any other armor? I don't think it does. Because there's only 2 classes that have access to level 2 armor, which is antiquated and paramilitary. But also, if you want 2 armor for antiquated, you're wearing a full metal plate suit.
yeah, no.
Oh, good. My character having her fucking hunting knife.
Oh, actually, okay. For a second, I thought I didn't put that you can conceal a knife.
Type is its tag, right?
So type is the name of it. So it's type is like the
But there's
like,
type in the name.
So what did you want to put in there?
Oh, I whatever is equivalent to the hunting knife.
So hunting knife. So you'd put type in hunting knife, and name you can put whatever you want to name it. Is like, or if you want to say it is a specific type of knife.
Okay.
Like for example, I actually filled in Virtue's Last Reward because Virtue's Last Reward is actually a edge case because
Eternal, not the game.
Virtue's Eternal Reward.
Okay.
Because the relic has a thing where they can't use equipment, but it didn't make sense for Virtue's Eternal Reward to not be able to use it as a sword. So for example, I put as sword bladed weapon and then type as Jean.
Yeah, it's just hunting knife specifically is marked, so I don't know. I don't even know what I would do other than hunting knife, because hunting knife is a very specific thing.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm going to write combat knife instead and really confuse you.
I mean, that's fine. Here's the thing. They both had the exact same
stats. Same. Yeah.
I just wanted to put something that wasn't just knife, so you know it's not a kitchen knife. It's not like a plastic butter knife.
Kuni. Or not Kuni, Kukri.
They go be a kukri. Oh yeah, you have paramilitary access. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. You did see that. There is no auto fill in the armor, so you're gonna have to put that manually there.
Should it be already 1-1?
Oh, did I already? Let me check. I didn't get to. It
that's
should
right.
be there.
Never mind. I forgot that the muscle came with feral strength baked in, so I don't need a weapon.
Okay. Yeah. I just if you wanted to, if you want. I was gonna say, I'm like, okay, I see you're writing something in the name for your fists, so it's like.
And it has 2-1 because that's the one that comes off of this thing.
Off of Scything Strikes.
Yeah.
Which I can't. I hate the fact that I keep on thinking in my
Piercing
head,
punches.
and this is only yes, because that's I think what I put for the original thing, but I changed it to Scything Strike because that's what.
Time to put my concealed weapon as my fists.
Your holster weapon, your fist, your concealed weapon, your fist. Yeah, because I don't even know what like.
I just like that there's an electro laser.
I needed like the taser equivalent, which is
yes, taser's technically copyrighted.
Yeah, well, also technically an electro laser is its own thing, which I felt like it'd be right in this universe. But I'm like, okay, I needed some other stun gun. I could just label that electric stun weapon, but whatever. Yeah, I just needed like some default like things that it's not. Oh, you only get access to like.
Stealthy gets some really good weapons. Holy shit.
Yeah, it is the problem when essentially you only have 4 damage values at your disposal. It's like, well, I guess technically it would make sense for them to use that.
Yeah, that's why pretty much all of Haley's weapons and most of Bobby's weapons are from Stealthy.
I might probably actually. It doesn't really matter because these were still. We have not hit the point of balance patches yet, but I think one thing I might do is just change the suppressed sidearm to be medium or short.
Ah, medium, my favorite.
Yeah. All right. Does everyone have what they kind of want?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Time for this. Time for us to run headfirst into something.
Actually,
Also, I
wait.
will.
Oh fuck.
I'll also note, Carnival, you're not wearing any armor at clothes or at all.
You
New
hardly nudist now.
I realized I fucked something up.
See if I
An
can see
easy
what it is.
fix, but investigate and intuit.
Oh, right, yeah, because you gotta adjust what the skills you get by default are. Also, do you get one armor from Stealth Tunic?
Yes,
I think
you
you
do.
do. Okay, so
There, armored suit
Correct.
dragon.
all right,
Oh god, 3 in maneuver. Jesus.
all right, and that works. Oh, also, I forgot to change Yuhar's thing. There, I went ahead and put the 1 in there. All right, so is everyone good now?
As will ever be.
See.
Yeah, as much as we can try.
Okay, so let me go ahead and we're just going to do it like this. Okay, so what I'll give you is this. For some reason, let's just say that you are, you all find yourself basically in front of, like, let's say this is it's in town. It's in a, let's just say there is a business that has a sizable warehouse in the back. I don't know what kind of store it is, but essentially it's a store that has a warehouse. So you know ahead of time that there is a storefront, a back warehouse, and maybe some side offices that are how you connect to the storefront, then goes into a little side hallway and a warehouse. The warehouse is rather large. It is actually a majority of the building. Let's say as a size comparison, let's say like half the size of a Walmart. So it's rather large, and I'm trying to think if I even want to say anything. Well, since we're not doesn't really need a whole lot of background to it. Let's just say you got tipped off that there is some activity from, let's do Cygnus. Let's say that the business has been operating as like the person who is in charge of it is basically working on letting Cygnus use their stuff as like a base of operations for holding something. And it is at night, and you are trying to find what is in the warehouse. That is the conceit of what you are doing there. So you approach, you see that the lights are generally off, and there's no real sign of activity. But you know that there is likely going to be something. And I think that should be good as a start.
That's good enough to start with.
Okay, you all are outside. How do you
Right.
proceed?
Just to double check, who's everyone playing as?
So I believe Carnival's playing as Yuhar.
Yep.
You are playing as. Should just go ahead and introduce the character.
You are governor, pirate from the South China Sea. They're psychic.
Okay. For mechanical purposes, just to kind of explain it, let's see, Yuhar is a combination of the rogue and the leader. You have telepathy as your major skill, and vocation of piracy as your minor skill. DM?
Well, no, I need to know which character Torpid's playing to, so I know which one I'm going to be running.
Oh, okay. Torpo.
I figured we'd be doing lower end characters, so it's Queen, anti-mage
Yes.
extraordinaire.
Yes, so this is the first time we have dealt with Queen. mechanic-wise, combination of the muscle and the skulker. With
Still not sure on that.
which maybe we fix that. With Magic Bane making its appearance as your major skill, and vocation of Consortium Agent.
All right, in that case, I will be playing Haley Winters, or she's going to be known for the rest of this campaign, Nightshade. She is basically a fixer for a lot of different organizations, most of the consortium, but think Mike Ehrmantraut from Breaking Bad.
All right. Mechanic-wise, the soldier and the skulker. You also have Magic Bane as your major skill, and vocation is chainsaw art. So this is definitely going to be an interesting set. Okay, so I guess with that, Yuhar, Queen, and Nightshade, you find yourself in front of this building. How do you proceed?
All right, are the front being the storefront or in front of the warehouse?
You find yourself in front of the storefront. I mean, you're in front of the building. You can choose to attack from any angle, but you're in front of the building.
All right. And this place is closed down because it's late at night?
Yes.
All right. Haley or Nightshade will casually walk up to the window and peer inside. Try to peer inside.
Okay. Inside of, are you saying like the inside, like the window of the storefront?
Yeah.
You see that it is, it's basically, you see that it's a store that a lot of the stuff that you see up front is like, you see like display of whatever the item is that they're selling. But you can tell that the type of store is that it is, you see the display, you basically take a ticket and you give it to them, and then they will give it to you, so they don't have to, they're not like taking up a huge amount of floor space, so that everything's kind of just right there. As you kind of look through, you don't see anything off. Obviously the lights are off. It is pretty kept clean from what you can tell.
More interested in if there's any people in there / security cameras.
There is no people there. Like, it's dark in there. There is no one in there. In terms of security cameras, there is nothing that you can really see at the moment.
All right. She'll turn to the other two and say, "Looks clear as far as I can tell. I guess we won't know until we get in there."
Good enough for me.
How large is the building?
Let's say it's about half the size of a Walmart.
Then Queen's gonna go check out back and see if there's another entrance.
All right. You find that there is like a loading entrance that is all closed up.
Okay. Is it locked from the outside?
That shouldn't be a major thing. Yes, you can tell that it is locked from the outside.
Okay. Well, time to pick it.
Oh, all right.
Okay. I guess in that case, you will need to action roll for that. Pick your poison.
Time for maneuver.
Okay, so let me double check
Right.
the verbiage, because I do see that if I did see right, I do believe you have a lock pit set.
I do.
And as does Haley. And probably
yeah.
you are too, actually.
Yeah, honestly.
It's this entire team of lock pickers.
I mean, that definitely works. Let's see. I did not write any mechanical notes on that.
You sure didn't.
Let's just say. Okay, so
Increases effect.
yeah, probably increases effect when picking. Let's just do that. I was thinking 1+D, but also I don't think it will be needed. So, I would say maneuver to get there. I don't know. I would. So, how would you be maneuvering in this case? Like, why would you use? So, are you trying to open the door?
I know. I'm just trying to unlock it. The idea to peer through, not just directly.
Okay, so
throw
you're
it
trying
open.
to. Less likely, you're trying to more focus on doing things quickly or doing things quietly.
Yeah, we haven't pissed anyone off yet, so we have time.
Yeah, you are. Especially if you do that, you are in a controlled state. And I would say because there's not really a whole lot out there. That being said, actually, I'm trying to think. Well, since I didn't really mention anything, yeah, let's just say it's controlled, because I didn't know if you making noise would be like worthwhile, but I think you should be good. So controlled, especially if you're doing it stealthily. Let's just say the effect is you have a time, and plus with your lockpick, I will say you have an effect of, I already forgot what the terminology is. What's the greatest one?
Great.
It is just great. Okay, that's what I thought, but I just wanted to check. So yeah, just to do a controlled great action roll for maneuver.
All right, and that is how many dice
So,
again?
well, your stats are because let's see, you're doing maneuver, right?
Yep. So that's 3.
That would be 3.
Okay. Sorry, I'm also having to contend with a cat in the background.
That's fine. Okay, so you got 5, 6, 6. You effectively crit. So yeah, you are able to. It's not a super great lock. You can get it through, and you kind of peer in. What you can tell inside is that you do. Let's just say that this door is in the corner of the building. You can hear that there is definitely movement inside, and occasionally you get like the thing of like when someone's trying to do something, you see the flashlight, you see it go up in the air. You can tell that there is at least 2 people in this building that are working with they're in. We can kind of tell since they're kind of doing it relatively quietly. You don't hear a lot of movement per se. It almost seems like they are looking through stuff rather than like moving stuff.
And are the other 2 near me?
Yeah, you are
Yeah.
followed.
Yeah, Queen is just gonna gesture for them to come over and points at the door.
Okay.
What'd you find?
Flashlights, a lot of them.
From the door, can we see like a skylight or anything?
There is no skylight. There is just the light. The lighting in it is all just from the ceiling. Like it is all electric light.
It's just a warehouse.
All right. No, lights sometimes have skylights.
I guess in that case, why not? Uharth's gonna do an echolocation and just ping out to see if there's anyone out there.
Okay. So let me take a look at that. So that is your telepathy echolocation. Okay, you may produce a ping that will. Let's see. Actually, I don't. The warehouse might actually be large enough that you do an echolocation and you do not get a hit.
All right, so
I might actually have to rewrite that because I would say within the rules that I was thinking of, you do not get a hit, but 20 feet might be actually more limiting than I realized.
It's also got to be really funny that you can't see the 2 people next to you.
Look, I'm used to this. That those don't count.
You don't get any You don't get any unexpected pings.
All right. So, is there like a fire escape around this building anywhere?
The escapes in a fire would be the door you are by and like the front. There's no like specific. It's all one story.
Oh, in that case, is there like a dumpster around anywhere next to a building?
I would imagine yes.
All right.
Time to go home.
In that case, Haley is going to climb atop the dumpster. See how high is she from the roof?
She's a pretty good distance. Like, I will say the warehouse is probably the equivalent of 2 stories tall. It is just there's nothing up there.
What about the storefront?
Storefront's all still. That actually could have 2 different stories, but the warehouse itself, you're only really getting in from the inside or that back door. Like, there might be some windows, but they're like plate glass, not meant to be opened windows.
And are there windows?
There are 2 windows.
All right. Are they on the first floor or like the second?
They're on the second floor. They're up top.
In that case, should we just try and go charging, or at least it's still dark,
we
right?
can sneak in through the door.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You could just sneak into the warehouse from there. Though there is, I mean, I will just say you have not checked the storefront out yet at all. So
I guess, but I always feel weird about going in through the front entrance.
and that's perfectly fine. I am just noting your options that have been there that have not been.
Also, we looked and there was nothing there.
You didn't see anyone in the storefront. That did not rule out any other thing that you couldn't see.
In that case, Nightshade will turn to Yuhar and say, "Hey, new guy.
Yeah.
I heard you're good with a lockpick.
I try, so sure.
You think you could go get the front door open?"
Let me give it a shot. Alright. I'm gonna be rolling with sabotage though.
Okay, so you are going up front and you are trying to just get that lockpick open.
Yes.
Again, controlled, and since you have a lockpick, it's controlled great. So
Also, yeah, and also I've got the trickster ability for the rogue, so it's quieter and any damage is going to be well hidden.
Yes, when you try to sabotage, action roll, your work is much quieter. Yeah. So yeah.
Oof.
You rolled 1, 2, 2. So that is complete failure. You do have the choice of resisting if you don't want to take.
Yeah, I'm gonna resist that because that's no.
Okay. So do a. Let's see. What is that?
That'll be 2 dice.
Roll 2 dice.
All right, 5. So that's.
So
1 stress.
you take 1 stress. You get the door open, and you can walk freely into the door or into the room. Thank you for listening to Hazeltown Story. If you'd like to get updates on this show and many other shows hosted by me, LoloDePuzlo, you can follow at Hazeltown Story on Twitter. And if you would like to get to know me more from a personal standpoint, you can follow my personal Twitter at LoloDePuzlo. If you would like to watch this be recorded live, you can go to twitch.tv/LoloDePuzlo and follow the channel for notifications of when this show, as well as other shows like Retro Rank Rhapsody, are being recorded. If you would like to add this podcast to your podcatcher of choice, you can search for WLDP Hazeltown Radio and find us on most major podcatching search engines. Or you can manually add rss.hazeltown.life to your podcatcher. Thank you for listening, and I hope you come around for the next episode.